know that mixing honey with the wrong food can quietly harm your liver and gut? Honey has been cherished for thousands of years. It's packed with antioxidants. But what many people don't know is that honey becomes dangerous when combined with certain foods, liquids, or habits. Not immediately, not with one bite, but over time through repeated quiet exposure, your liver, your digestion, and even your energy can start to pay the price. In this video, we're going to look at 6 specific things that you should never mix with honey, especially after 60. These combinations might seem harmless, even healthy, but together they can trigger inflammation, overwhelm your liver, and disrupt the balance of your gut. Stay with me until the end, because you're going to learn how to spot these risky combinations before they sneak into your routine, and how a few small changes can make your body stronger, not more stressed. If you haven't already subscribed, I recommend you do that now and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos that help you protect your health. One simple choice at a time. Let's begin. Number 1, boiling water or hot liquids. One of the most common mistakes people make with honey is something that feels comforting, mixing it into boiling tea or adding it to piping hot water. But what many don't realize is that this simple habit can quietly turn honey into something your body struggles to process. When honey is exposed to very high temperatures, especially anything close to boiling, it begins to break down. One of the byproducts of this breakdown is a compound called hydroxymethylfurfuryl, or HMF. In small amounts, your body can handle it. But when hot honey becomes a daily habit, that HMF can quietly build up, placing stress on both your liver and your digestive system. It doesn't stop there. The heating process also damages the natural enzymes in raw honey, enzymes that help support your gut health and immune system. Without those enzymes, honey becomes just another form of sugar, stripped of its benefits and harder for your body to use. There's a woman named Marlene, 68, who drank hot lemon water with honey every morning for over a decade. It helped soothe her throat and felt like a healthy ritual. But she also struggled with bloating, sluggish digestion, and unexplained fatigue that her doctors couldn't quite pinpoint. It wasn't until a holistic nutritionist asked how she prepared her drink that she realized the honey was going straight into near boiling water. When she started letting the water cool for a few minutes before adding it, her symptoms began to improve. Her digestion settled. Her energy slowly came back. It wasn't magic. It was chemistry. The simple fix is this: let your tea or hot water sit for at least 5 to 10 minutes after boiling before you stir in your honey. The temperature should be warm, but not scalding. If you can sip it without burning your tongue, it's safe for your honey too. This tiny change protects the enzymes that make honey beneficial in the first place, and it prevents the formation of harmful compounds that quietly strain your liver. Sometimes the healthiest ingredients still need the right timing. And when you give your honey the respect it deserves, it gives you its real power in return. Number 2, alcoholic beverages. It might sound odd at first. Who's out there mixing honey with alcohol? But if you look closer, you'll see it's more common than you think. From cocktails sweetened with honey syrup to hot toddies, made with whiskey and lemon, to homemade herbal liquors or honey-based wines. It's easy to forget that combining alcohol with honey might feel warming and soothing, but can quietly wreak havoc on your liver. Here's why that matters. Both alcohol and honey require processing by the liver. On their own, in moderation, your body can handle them. But together, they create a double load. Honey spikes your blood sugar. Alcohol spikes your liver's detox efforts. And when consumed together, especially in concentrated or repeated doses, they push your liver to work harder, longer, and more often than it was designed to at your age. That's especially risky for older adults. As we get older, liver function naturally slows down. And if there's any underlying condition, like fatty liver, mild insulin resistance, or even just slower digestion, then the mix of sugar and alcohol becomes a bigger burden than most people expect. There's a man named George, 74, who enjoyed his evening ritual. A spoonful of honey stirred into a bit of warm brandy on cold nights. It helped him sleep, or so he thought. But over time, he began noticing brain fog, rising blood pressure, and an upset stomach after dinner. His doctor ran some tests and noticed early signs of fatty liver. The advice was simple: cut the alcohol and stop combining it with sugar. George didn't want to give up honey entirely, but when he stopped pairing it with liquor, his symptoms eased. He slept better. His blood work improved. And perhaps most importantly, his energy came back. This isn't about cutting everything out. It's about understanding the timing. If you drink, enjoy it separately and give your liver time to recover. If you use honey, let it be part of a calming tea or a morning routine, not something mixed with alcohol late at night. when your metabolism is already slowing down. Your liver is one of your most loyal organs. It filters, protects, and regenerates. But even it has its limits, especially when sugar and alcohol team up. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, fermented or yeast-containing foods. Most people see honey as a digestive aid, and in many ways it is. But when honey is mixed with fermented or yeast-containing foods, it can turn from a helper into a troublemaker inside your gut. Let's break it down. Honey is a natural sugar. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kombucha, and sourdough bread are full of live bacteria and yeasts. When you combine the two, especially in a warm environment like your digestive tract, you're essentially feeding those microbes a buffet of sugar. That might not seem like a problem at first, but when this happens too often, those bacteria and yeast can overgrow. You may start to experience bloating, gas, irregular bowel movements, and a sensation of heaviness after eating, even if your diet seems clean. There's a man named Leonard, 72, who took pride in his healthy gut routine. Every morning he'd have a bowl of plain yogurt, mixed with a big spoon of honey and a handful of granola. For months, he couldn't understand why his belly felt constantly swollen and uncomfortable, no matter how clean he ate. It turned out the combination of probiotics and sugar was overstimulating his gut bacteria. His digestion wasn't getting better, it was working overtime, creating excess gas and fermenting food before his body could process it properly. When he stopped adding honey to his fermented foods and enjoyed it later in the day, instead his gut calmed down. Within 2 weeks, his bloating dropped, his energy rose, and he finally felt like his digestion was back under control. The issue here isn't the honey, and it's not the fermented food, it's the timing. Together, especially on an empty stomach or in sensitive digestive systems, the reaction can be too much. If you enjoy yogurt, kefir, or kombucha, give them space to work. Let the live cultures do their job without being overstimulated by sugar. Have honey a few hours later, once your gut has had time to settle. Your digestive system is a delicate balance of bacteria, enzymes, and movement. When you overload it, even with healthy things, you throw that balance off. And if you've been struggling with gut discomfort, bloating, or irregularity, this could be one of the quiet culprits. A simple shift in how you combine foods might be all your gut needs to breathe again. Number 4, heavy meats or fatty dishes. Honey and meat might sound like an odd combination, but it's more common than many people realize, especially when it comes to glazed dishes, barbecue sauces, or holiday roasts. On the surface, it might even seem like a gourmet pairing. But when honey is mixed with dense fatty meats, particularly in large portions, it creates a perfect storm inside your body. Here's why that matters. Heavy meats, especially red meats or processed cuts, take longer to digest. They require more effort from your stomach, liver, and pancreas to break down fats and proteins. Now, when you add honey into the mix, especially as a glaze or in a marinade, you're introducing fast-burning sugar into a slow-digesting system. This contrast confuses your metabolism. Your gut tries to prioritize what to process first, and in doing so, it can slow down digestion altogether. The result: gas, bloating, sluggishness, and over time, inflammation in the gut lining. But more than that, your liver takes a hit. It's already busy processing saturated fats and cholesterol. Add concentrated sugar, and now it has to manage both lipids and glucose at once. For older adults, many of whom already have a slower metabolism or some degree of fatty liver, this creates added strain the body doesn't need. Let me share a quick story. Martha, 75, loved to make her famous honey-glazed ham every Easter. It was her family's favorite. But for years afterward, she'd feel sick for days, bloated, tired, and a bit foggy in the head, as she put it. She chalked it up to age or overeating. But when she read about how combining sugar with heavy meats stresses digestion, she decided to try something new. She swapped her honey glaze for fresh herbs and lemon zest. And instead of feeling wiped out after the meal, she felt steady and light. Her family still loved it, and so did her gut. This doesn't mean you need to give up your favorite dishes, but it does mean thinking twice about coating fatty meats with sugar-based sauces. If you enjoy honey, have it with lighter foods, warm tea, even with fresh fruit. But when it comes to meat, especially rich, heavy cuts, give your body a break. Let it handle one complex thing at a time. Digestion after 60 isn't about punishment. It's about peace. And when you make choices that ease your system instead of overwhelming it, your whole body responds with more energy, more clarity, and more comfort. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, radishes. This one might surprise you, radishes. Crunchy, peppery, refreshing radishes. On their own, they're actually good for digestion and liver function. But when combined with honey, especially in close timing or as part of the same dish, they create a reaction that many traditional health systems have warned against for centuries. In Ayurvedic tradition, mixing radish and honey is considered toxic. The reason? Their qualities are believed to conflict. Radish is pungent and heating, while honey is heavy and also heating in nature. Together, this combination can increase internal heat, slow digestion, and cause irritation in the gut lining, especially for people with sensitive digestion or underlying inflammation. Now you might be thinking, I've never mixed honey with radish, and maybe you haven't directly. But take a look at pickled salads, slaws, or fusion dishes that include spicy roots and sweet dressings. Some modern recipes use honey-based sauces on bitter or sharp vegetables, and that's where the trouble begins. There was a man named Alan, 70, who loved adding raw radish slices to his salad every spring. One day, his daughter made him a vinaigrette with honey, lemon, and olive oil. It was delicious, but that evening he felt bloated and uncomfortable. The same thing happened again the next week. They didn't connect the dots until his nutritionist pointed out the honey-radish clash. He tried the same salad with a different dressing. No bloating, no discomfort. And from then on, he stuck with savory pairings, leaving the honey for tea or toast. While Western science hasn't fully explored the honey-radish reaction, many practitioners of traditional medicine and holistic nutrition agree that some food combinations, even if healthy on their own, don't always cooperate well inside the body. Especially as we age, our digestion becomes more sensitive. The fire that once burned hot and strong now needs gentler, steadier fuel. Mixing sharp, pungent vegetables with dense sugars can throw off that balance, leading to gas, acid, and digestive fatigue. So if you're a fan of raw radishes, enjoy them in moderation, with light oils, salt, or lemon juice. Save your honey for other moments when your body can fully appreciate its sweetness without clashing signals. Because how your body processes food isn't just about nutrients, it's about harmony. And the more harmony you create inside, the more energy, clarity, and ease you feel on the outside. Number 6, ghee in equal proportions. This last one comes from deep within ancient wellness traditions, and it might be the most surprising of all. Ghee and honey, two natural healing ingredients, but when taken together in equal amounts, they can quietly turn harmful inside your body. Let's be clear, ghee, or clarified butter, is rich in healthy fats and supports joint health, skin, and digestion. Honey, of course, is loaded with antioxidants and has been used for everything from sore throats to wound healing. But when you mix the two in equal proportions by weight, something changes. In Ayurveda, this pairing is considered toxic, not because of the ingredients themselves, but because of how the body responds when they're combined in that specific ratio. The mix is believed to create what's called ama, a sticky metabolic waste that clogs the body's systems, especially the liver and intestines. While modern science hasn't fully mapped this concept, what we do know is that heavy fats combined with fast sugars, especially in equal portions, can spike both blood sugar and fat levels. That forces your liver to work double time, processing both triglycerides and glucose at once. Over time, this can lead to inflammation, poor metabolism, and even fatty liver. Let me tell you about Eleanor, 73, who started adding a teaspoon of honey and a teaspoon of ghee to her morning oatmeal every day. It was something she read in a magazine about anti-aging energy boosts. But within a month, she noticed her digestion felt sluggish, and her labs showed a slight uptick in her liver enzymes. She didn't want to give up either ingredient, so she made a simple shift. She kept using ghee in her cooking and saved her honey for tea later in the day. Her energy improved, her stomach settled. Her doctor even noted the improvement at her next checkup. The lesson here isn't to avoid ghee or honey, it's to avoid combining them in equal amounts. If you do enjoy both, separate them. Use one in the morning and one later. Or make sure one outweighs the other by a clear margin. Your liver, especially after 60, is handling decades of meals, habits, and changes. The less stress you give it, the better it performs. And this ancient advice, as old as it is, might just be one of the simplest ways to avoid unnecessary inflammation and support your gut's natural strength. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Every year. Final thoughts. It's amazing, isn't it? Honey, something we've trusted for generations, can quietly work against our health when it's mixed with the wrong thing. But here's what matters most. You're not powerless. Once you understand how these combinations affect your liver and gut, you can make better choices. You can enjoy the foods you love, keep your routines, and still protect the systems that keep you going strong. Today, we uncovered 6 specific things you should never mix with honey, boiling water, alcohol, fermented foods, heavy meats, radishes, and equal parts ghee. Not because honey is bad, but because the way your body processes these mixtures changes with age. These insights aren't about fear. They're about awareness. They're about listening to the quiet ways your body speaks and responding with just a little more intention. So maybe the next time you reach for honey, you pause. You wait for the tea to cool. You skip the honey glazed roast. You let your digestion settle before layering in sweetness. Small steps, small shifts. That's how strength returns. That's how energy comes back. That's how confidence grows. Because the older you get, the more your body deserves gentleness, not overwhelm. And when you treat your gut and liver with the care they have earned, they give back tenfold. You know the most harmful habits after 70 are the ones no one warns you about? After 70, life should feel lighter. But for many, it slowly becomes heavier, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And not because of age itself, but because of little habits that get overlooked, dismissed, or written off as just getting older. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 surprisingly harmful things that older adults keep doing after 70 without realizing the long-term cost. These aren't dramatic changes. They're quiet ones like skipping water, skipping meals, or staying indoors. And the truth is, they can quietly steal your energy, strength, confidence, and independence over time. Stay with me until the end, because recognizing just one of these and making a small change could be the very thing that helps you live stronger, longer, and with more freedom than you thought possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you do that now and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of these life-changing insights for aging well with strength, clarity, and dignity. Let's get started. Number 1, ignoring hydration because you don't feel thirsty. One of the most common and most overlooked mistakes after 70 is this. You stop drinking enough water, not because you're stubborn, but because you simply don't feel thirsty anymore. As we age, the body's thirst signals naturally weaken. What that means is you may not get the same urge to drink, even when your body desperately needs it. And the danger is you won't feel it until the symptoms sneak up on you, like fatigue, confusion, constipation, dry skin, and even a higher risk of urinary tract infections. There's a man named Harold, 78, who thought he was doing fine. He had his morning coffee, maybe a bit of juice with lunch, and that was about it. But he started having dizzy spells and trouble concentrating. His doctor didn't find anything serious until they looked at his hydration. He wasn't drinking plain water, not because he didn't want to, but because he didn't feel he needed to. Within a few weeks of building the habit, just 1 glass mid-morning, 1 mid-afternoon, his focus improved. His blood pressure stabilized. He even said his skin didn't feel as tight and papery. And that's the thing, dehydration doesn't look dramatic in older adults. It looks like tiredness. And most people never realize how much better they'd feel if they just made hydration a quiet daily routine. You don't need to force gallons, but you do need a rhythm. Try keeping a small glass by your bed. Have water before meals. Even mild herbal tea counts. Because when your body stops asking, that's not a sign you don't need water. It's a sign you need it more than ever. Number 2, skipping strength exercises and only walking. Walking is wonderful. It keeps you moving, gets your blood flowing, and clears your mind. But one of the most common traps after 70 is thinking that walking alone is enough to keep your body strong. The truth is, it's not. As we age, we naturally lose muscle. It's called sarcopenia, and it starts happening faster than most people realize. By the time you're 75 or 80, even if you're walking every day, you could still be losing strength, especially in your legs, hips, and core. And when that strength fades, so does your balance. So does your stability. And that's when simple things, like getting out of a chair, going up stairs, or catching yourself when you stumble, start to feel harder. Or worse, they start leading to falls. There's a woman named Dorothy, 76, who walked every morning without fail. But over time, her legs felt weaker. She struggled to stand up from the couch. One day, she lost her balance reaching for the remote and fell hard. Nothing was broken, but her confidence was. Her physical therapist told her something that changed everything. Walking is cardio. Strength is what keeps you off the ground. So they started slow. Wall push-ups, sit-to-stands, light weightlifting with soup cans. It wasn't flashy, but it worked. Within a few months, Dorothy felt sturdier. She stood taller. She moved without fear. Strength exercises aren't just for bodybuilders. They're for people who want to stay independent, people who want to keep opening jars, carrying groceries, getting up from the toilet without help. And you don't need a gym. You just need resistance, your own body. Weight bands or light hand weights a few times a week. Because after 70, the real danger isn't moving too much. It's moving too little and losing the strength that once made everyday life feel easy. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, eating too little out of fear of weight gain. As we get older, many people naturally start eating less. Sometimes it's because appetite fades. Sometimes it's because digestion slows. But one of the sneakiest reasons, and one that's rarely talked about, is fear. Fear of gaining weight. Fear of being told by a doctor to watch what you eat. Fear of becoming that version of aging you've always hoped to avoid. And so many seniors begin cutting back, smaller breakfasts, skipping lunch, grazing on crackers instead of eating full meals. And they think they're doing the right thing. But here's the truth after 70. Undereating can be just as dangerous as overeating. When you don't get enough nutrients, especially protein and healthy fats, your body starts pulling from itself. That means muscle loss, weakened immune system, slower wound healing, less energy, and even a higher risk of falls, fractures, and hospitalizations. There's a man named Ed, 81, who always prided himself on eating light. He said it kept him lean and clear-headed. But his doctor noticed he was losing weight too quickly. He'd been eating the same 3 meals for years: toast and coffee, a small sandwich, and soup for dinner. But over time, it just wasn't enough. His energy dropped. His legs felt shaky. He bruised easily. When he started working with a nutritionist, she added small but powerful changes: an egg at breakfast, a little peanut butter with his crackers, protein powder in his oatmeal. Nothing extreme, but within weeks, his strength improved. His thinking cleared. He smiled more. This isn't about eating big. It's about eating enough. Enough protein to maintain your muscles. Enough healthy fats to support your brain. Enough real food to keep your body running strong, not running on empty. And if you've ever thought, I'm just not that hungry anymore, that might be true. But it's not a reason to let your body shrink when it still has life to live. You are not a burden for needing more fuel. You are not bad for eating what your body needs. Because strength, focus, and resilience don't come from willpower. They come from nourishment. And you deserve every bite of strength you can get. Number 4, taking medications without reviewing them regularly. One of the quietest dangers after 70 isn't what you're forgetting to do. It's what you've been doing automatically for years. Taking medications without checking if they still serve you. Most people start a medication because of a real issue: a blood pressure spike, cholesterol concern, or sleep trouble. But what many don't realize is that our bodies change with age. And the way medications affect us changes too. Your kidneys and liver may process things slower. Your sensitivity increases. Side effects become more likely. And when you're taking multiple prescriptions or combining them with over-the-counter pills, supplements, or even herbal teas, you're in a zone where interactions can quietly build up and cause harm. There's a woman named Phyllis, 79, who had been on the same set of medications for over a decade. She trusted her doctor and took them like clockwork. But she began feeling dizzy, drowsy, and confused. Her daughter noticed she was sleeping more during the day and occasionally slurring her words. They finally sat down with a pharmacist who did a full medication review. Turns out 2 of her prescriptions were interacting in ways that only became dangerous after her metabolism slowed with age. They adjusted her doses, removed 1 unnecessary pill, and within a month, Phyllis was more alert, more balanced, and back to her old self. This doesn't mean stop taking your medication, but it does mean you should review them regularly, at least once a year, with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring a list. Include everything, even vitamins. Ask if the dose is still right. Ask if you still need it. Medications are meant to help you, not manage you, and you deserve to know what's working for you and what might quietly be working against you. Because your health after 70 isn't just about what you take, it's about how wisely and safely you take it. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, staying indoors most of the time. For many people over 70, staying indoors becomes a natural part of the routine, especially if mobility is limited, the weather is unpredictable, or social plans have slowed down. But what starts as comfort can quietly turn into isolation, and isolation brings more than just boredom. It brings weakened bones, weakened immunity, weakened mood. That's because when you stay inside too much, you lose out on something critical: sunlight, your body's main source of vitamin D. And without enough vitamin D, your bones get fragile, your muscles weaken, and your immune system doesn't work like it should. But it's not just the physical toll, it's emotional too. When you stay indoors day after day, your mind begins to shrink its world. Time blends together. You stop seeing new things. You stop feeling connected. There's a man named Lester, 82, who used to walk his dog every morning, even if just around the block. But after a mild fall, he got nervous and started staying in. Within a few weeks, he felt stiff. His knees hurt. He slept worse. He even started feeling more anxious, something he'd never struggled with before. His daughter noticed and encouraged him to sit on the porch for 10 minutes a day. That's it. Just sit in the morning light with a cup of tea. Within days, Lester said the air felt good. A neighbor waved. A breeze came through. It wasn't much, but it was enough to feel alive again. You don't have to walk miles. Even just light through the window, fresh air on your face, or a short step outside can lift your mood, help your body process calcium, and support sleep patterns. Because life isn't meant to be lived between 4 walls, not when your heart and mind still want more. And the more you allow the world back in, even in small ways, the more you'll feel like yourself again. Number 6, avoiding new technology completely. It's easy to say, I'm too old for all that, when it comes to smartphones, video calls, or apps. After all, you lived most of your life without them and did just fine. But one of the most harmful habits after 70 is completely shutting out technology, even when it could help you stay connected, informed, and independent. You don't have to become a tech expert, but avoiding basic tools like messaging apps, online appointments, or digital calendars can quietly isolate you, not just from the world, but from your own family. There's a woman named Marie, 74, who refused to touch a smartphone for years. She said it was confusing, noisy, and not for her. But when her grandkids moved away, she started feeling the distance more than ever. She missed birthdays. She missed photos. She missed the day-to-day chatter that now lived in group texts and video calls. With a little help from her neighbor, she learned how to do just 2 things: read messages and join a video chat. That's it. But it changed everything. Now she gets updates. She sees her grandkids' smiles in real time. She even joined a virtual book club for seniors. This isn't about jumping into every gadget or platform. It's about letting yourself stay included. Because more and more doctors use telehealth. Pharmacies send reminders by text. Even the library or grocery store has gone digital. When you avoid all of it, you risk missing out on the tools that could actually make life easier, not harder. And most importantly, you risk losing touch. Not because people forgot about you, but because you couldn't be reached. So take one small step. Ask someone you trust to teach you how to use one thing. Just one. Because learning something new at 70, 75, or 85 isn't a burden. It's a sign that you're still growing, still adapting, and still very much part of the world around you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. The truth is, no one hands you a manual when you turn 70. There's no grand announcement telling you what habits to change or what to watch out for. But as we've seen today, what you keep doing out of habit can quietly shape the rest of your life, for better or worse. Let's quickly remind ourselves of what to let go of: skipping water just because you're not thirsty, relying only on walking instead of maintaining strength, eating too little out of fear, not health. Taking medications without regular review, staying inside so long the world begins to feel distant, avoiding technology that could bring people and peace closer. These are small things, but they have big consequences. And the beautiful part is, you have the power to shift them, not all at once, not perfectly, just enough to give your body a better chance, enough to keep your mind connected, enough to feel more like yourself again. If even one of these spoke to you today, hold on to it. Let it be your next small step. Because aging isn't just about getting older, it's about learning how to live smarter, lighter, and stronger with each passing year. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.